to glory, your bright banners waving high. See how the world marks the manner of your bearing, pledge to excel.
This is the Nassau, Bahamas. This is the building. And the cars. Looks like a typical Caribbean island. I was blessed to be able to go on a ministry trip to the Bahamas. Actually, it was a 7-day cruise, and my first stop was the Bahamas. What you see here is Nassau, Bahamas, and this particular picture is Festival Bay, where we got off at the ship and we were greeted by music and shops and vendors and all the Caribbean attire and with their awesome accents. And then when we came back, this is where we went also, rushing through to get back to our ships. We were so tired. But what an awesome trip it was to the Bahamas. Though the scenery was awesome, the water was blue and the weather was wonderful, the thing that fascinated me most was the people. Saw people from various destinations coming from off the ships, and I saw people locally, some with joy on their faces and some with pain. And as I walked, I began to thank God how grateful I was to be able to take this time out and to see my brothers and my sisters from another island, from Nassau. I walked into the shops as the vendors were doing they were trying to promote their products. And I just said, God, what a beautiful world you've given us. And you've allowed me to see some of its most beautiful people. So I say thank you, Nassau, for such a wonderful, wonderful time that I spent there. Though it was but for a moment, yet wonderful it was.
Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamas, march on to glory, your bright banners waving high. See how the world marks the manner of your bearing, pledge to excel.
Sitting by the table, having breakfast on the Carnival Dream. This is where I eat. Imagine sitting out your window looking at such a wonderful scene. The ocean spread abroad, and then having that as your picture that God has painted, the awesome sea, and looking around at people eating and not having to prepare it, but to go and have whatever you want. And I just looked around and I saw the people, children and families, couples, single, And I just thought how wonderful God is, how great God is, and how much He loves His people. While sitting having breakfast, I drew this picture. It's special to me, and I entitled it Coming of Age. This was the first time I had ever gone on a long trip, other than to run a revival or something, but on a trip for resting and ministry apart from my husband. And I called it Coming of Age. And I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about life. And I must admit, it was such a joy and such revealing. And God just was so close to me, and I felt so close to Him. And so, stay tuned for more of my journey on my ministry trip of my 7-day cruise on the Carnival Dream. And indeed, it was a dream. And this was the Bahamas. God bless you. There's more to come. The Carnival Dream. Such a dream. Spirit of the living God, the heavens declare the glory of God.